The Dershow.
I think Americans are centrist, and this election will turn not on the 40 or something percent that will vote for Trump no matter what, or the 40, maybe somewhat more, that will vote for Joe Biden. I think it will turn on the center. It will turn on independents and people who sometimes vote Democrats, sometimes vote Republicans. Americans do not like radicals. They don't like radicals on the right, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they sure don't like radicals on the hard left. And I think that Biden would be smart not to give in to the hard left, to try to form a coalition around the center of the party, maybe try to pick off some Republicans, and he'll get some Republicans. He's not going to get Republicans if he kowtows to the left. He's not getting me if he starts giving in to the crazy woke progressive people. There's only one state that the progressives, one important state that the progressive, woke, crazy, anti-Semitic left could have an influence in, and that's Michigan. They have no influence in New York. New York's going to go Democrat no matter what, even if every single progressive voted Republican and got their children and grandchildren and, to vote Republican or stay home. It wouldn't have any effect. New York's going Democrat. California is going Democrat. Those are the homes of the progressives. And I don't think it's going to have an impact in Florida, frankly. I don't think there are enough progressives in Florida to turn Florida away from where it's likely to go, which I think probably will be Republican. The state that it could have some impact in is Michigan. Why? Because Michigan is the home of the greatest number of Arab and Muslim Americans. Dearborn and cities around Detroit have a significant number of Muslim and Arab Americans, and they will be very upset if Biden continues to show the kind of support for Israel that he showed up to now. And he will lose those votes, and they will probably stay home. They're not going to vote for Trump, but they may stay home. And it conceivably could have an impact on Michigan. Was a very close state. It went for Biden last time. It's often Republican, more often Democrat, probably would go Democrat. But it's conceivable that if every Arab and Muslim and anti-Israel voter stayed home, or they were not going to vote Republican, but stayed home or voted for a third party, it's conceivable that Michigan could go Republican and that Biden could lose. And it's conceivable that will be the state that determines the outcome of the election. After all, let's remember, it was Florida that determined the outcome of the 2000 election. So one state could do it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Biden has a much, much better chance of winning this election and becoming president if he does not give in to the hard left. If he's perceived as giving in to the hard left on foreign policy, on a range of other issues, he will lose a lot of support. He'll lose my support, that's for sure. And he'll lose a lot of support among Jewish Americans. They don't determine often the outcome of elections. They could in Florida. I mean, Jews in Florida are about as influential as Arabs and Muslims in Michigan. Of course, Florida has more electoral votes than Michigan, and Florida can be a toss-up. So he's going to have to make a decision. I know where Biden's heart is. Biden's heart is generally on the side of Israel, of centrism. Certainly, he's a very patriotic American, and he has to know that these woke progressive people on the hard left are anti-American. They're not patriotic. They're not looking for what's best for America. They're looking to overthrow the government. They are radicals. Watch Oppenheimer. These are the people who in the 1930s were communists. They were calling for the overthrow of the government. Today, you can't use the word communist, but the people who are marching are anarchists, communists, hard left socialists, and useful idiots, people I know's children, because this is their war. We had the Vietnam War; they have a war now, and they're gonna protest and they're gonna do whatever they can. But but those are the groups that would possibly stay home. And I think that Biden is far better advised in giving up on those groups and saying, no, 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 we are centrists. We stand by our allies. We stand by American values. We stand against terrorism. And even if we lose you as voters, well, that's a price we have to pay for principle. Now, I hope he does that. And if he doesn't do it, he's going to lose me and lose many other supporters. I hope he does that. And I'm not hiding my views. Those are my views. And I know many of you will have different views on that. But I'm interested in your letters. Who you think Trump will appoint as vice president? Who do you think he should appoint? Do you think that Biden will give in to the hard left? Remember, his people are not. I mean, there are people in the State Department, obviously, and people in the White House who are part of this woke culture, but not the Secretary of State. Secretary of State is a moderate centrist. Secretary of the Treasury is a moderate centrist. The Secretary of Defense is a moderate centrist. I wish he was more candid about his hospitalization, but we'll see if Biden is pushed away from the center, and if he is, he's going to lose. And if he isn't, I think he's going to win. That's my prediction.